I'm Nick Sarity, and I guess this is my intro vlog. Um, my first time ever sitting. Okay, that's a lie. It's not my first time sitting down in front of a camera and talking to it like I don't know, like I'm trying to do something. I did it yesterday while I was raging at my computer trying to do God knows what, honestly. Uh, so I guess hi world. If any world watches, yeah, I don't know. My friends are gonna watch this and think, why am I friends with you? But you know, who needs them, right? No, I'm kidding. I love my friends. Please don't hate me. um, so I might edit in some of what I did yesterday because I'm gonna be honest, some of that as I was just watching it was really entertaining. I didn't realize quite how random I am. Um, so that's fun. Yeah. I'm gonna be doing games and vlogs. Um, with or without friends sometimes. I don't know. The first couple ones might just be me talking to people because I don't know how to talk to you guys out there yet and just kind of want to keep myself talking so that I have to edit as little as possible so that I can put videos out more often. But yeah, um, bear with me as I learn the ways of YouTube life. Um, I'm obviously this is going to be my first video, so I'm a little new to everything. Still finding my way, finding out who I am as a YouTuber. But yeah, if anybody watches this in the future, if I somehow manage to have lots of subscribers, uh, let me know. Tell me that I was funny, even if I'm not, because that'd be great for my self-esteem. Yeah. Looking around my apartment, like, is there anything here in my life that's interesting? No, not really. Um, if I do edit in pieces of my video from yesterday, you'll notice I'm wearing glasses in that video. Obviously, I'm not wearing glasses today. It's because I have contacts in, because I noticed on my video that there was a lot of glare coming off of my computer screen that I'm sitting in front of. So I'll probably do as many of my videos with my contacts in as possible. Since I'm working nights out in the cold, uh, it's easier for me to have contacts in general anyway, just because I don't have anti-fog on my glasses. But that's a story for a different day, you know. What can I talk about? I live in Washington State. I'm not going to tell you where because that would be creepy. Um, you know, on the western side because it rains a lot. You'll probably hear me in the future rant about how much it rains, and although this summer has been super sunny, so I don't know if we'll get a lot of rain. It's already into October. Well, today's October 1st. So it's just getting into October, and it really didn't rain a whole lot in September, which is weird. Um, although there's already a smell of like snow and frost in the air, so I don't know if maybe we'll get actual snow this year, which would be different for this area, but I suppose I can tell you what kind of car I drive. I don't know if anybody cares. I drive a Ford Focus. It's silver. Good luck finding me if you're trying to, because God knows how many silver Ford Focuses there are out there on the roads. Um, I named her Clementine because I was playing a lot of Walking Dead at the time, and I made a comment like a day or two after I had officially purchased the vehicle, and it was, you know, the title was in my name and all that, and told one of my friends that she seemed like my car, of course. My car seemed like it was a sassy black woman, but she wasn't quite, you know, an adult. And because we'd been playing so much Walking Dead, it was like, oh, Clementine's a sassy black woman. She's just like a teenager, and it was like, that'll work. My car is now Clementine. So yeah, if you ever hear me talk about Clementine, I don't know anybody personally by that name, so I'm talking about my car. Although I would probably mention that it's my car in future videos if I talk about my car, because to be honest, I don't really call her Clementine unless I'm sitting, you know, driving, and she decides that she wants to be problematic, and then, you know, coaxing her into working for me. Actually, what I should do right here is I need to edit in part of me being random and my rant about my glasses. Because I mentioned my glasses earlier, but I have this beautiful little rant that I did yesterday on people with glasses, and you need to see that. That needs to be part of everybody's life. So share that, like that part of the of the video, if nothing else, because everybody knows. You're either that friend that has the glasses or that friend that wants to look through the glasses. Let's be honest. Everybody is one of those people.
The eyes are the windows to the soul. Can you see my soul? Oh, maybe my glasses are blocking it. Can you see my soul now? Because I can't see you anymore. I'm blind as a bat. Not really. I keep saying that, and people actually try and look through my glasses, and they go, it doesn't even look like you need glasses. And I'm going, can I have them back? I can't see. Anybody else out there like that? You've got this glasses prescription where you very physically cannot see anything other than colors and blurs. And somebody else, because there's always that person within your friend group that, doesn't wear glasses and is like, oh, let me see how blind you are. Do they ever look through your glasses and go, God, you're not even, like, why do you wear glasses? And you're sitting there like, because I can't see. I don't know. I'm like that. Some of my friends are kind of legit, like, basically blind, like, legally blind. And I put their glasses on, and it's like, oh, I can kind of see through these. Except that, my depth perception is gone. And then they look through mine, and they're like, I can't even see shit, because what the fuck, you're not even blind.
So did you guys like that video? My little glasses rant? Like and comment below if you are either of those people, or if you have a funny story that you could share that relates to it. I'll do my best to comment back, and maybe we can start some sort of community going in the comments. Most of you are probably friends watching, so if you have a funny story about my glasses in general, that would be great. Share that in the comments. Yeah. You'll notice if I think that I do a lot of that clicking, because I'm just, it's the thing that I do. I don't know why I do it, I just do it. So there's that. If you notice me sniffling a lot, I promise I'm not sick. Not that you're going to care, because you're through a camera, so you can't catch it. But my allergies have been going crazy the last week. I don't know if I've found out that I'm allergic to cat dander, or if the changing of the seasons is just, there's too much pollen in the air, possibly. Because I'm allergic to just about every pollen in existence. Yeah, that makes my life fun. So, it's October 1st, which is exciting, because that means it is the first day of 31 days of Halloween. Yes, I was talking to my sister earlier. It's a thing now. October is no longer a thing, it's just the month of Halloween. Like and comment below if you want that to be a legit thing, because hell yeah, Halloween. Who doesn't love Halloween? If you don't celebrate Halloween, I'm sorry. It's one of the most fantastic holidays ever, and you should get on board. Costumes and candy, and hell yeah. Yeah. So, costumes. Costumes are fun. Let's talk about costumes. Party City has kind of crappy ones. I'm sorry, Party City, if anybody that works there or cares watches. You kind of just don't have fantastic costumes. I'm a little biased because I make costumes. For a while, that was what I wanted to do for a living, and I kind of still do. But it's one of those things where it's a very hard market to get into. All the stuff that I do is all custom made. None of it's like store made, so it's a little bit more expensive to make. And there's a lot more labor that goes into it. So it ends up being a better lasting garment and a better quality piece. And a lot of people don't understand that. So if anybody out there makes costumes and understands this pain, I relate, I promise. One of my friends asked me if I could do a costume for him for a convention for $100, and I was like, if you're gonna pay me $100 plus buy me the materials, because it was one of those things that it was gonna take me probably a week to make if I sat down and did nothing else but make that costume. and people don't understand if it's not factory made, it takes a long time to make, and if it's custom made for you, somebody spent time making sure that it fit you specifically. So if you're ordering custom clothes and you're a little upset at how expensive it is, I hope this makes you a little bit more insightful into what's going on and a little bit more okay with the prices that you might pay. Or, understand before you go and buy something custom made that it's going to cost you a little bit extra, so you know that going in, because educating the world is a good thing. So, yeah, costumes. Um, because my nickname is Nyx, I'm actually going as some sort of, like, Renaissance-ish styled, um, I guess, goddess, if you want to call it that. Lots of blacks, lots of purple, a little bit of navy blue. It's gonna be super pretty. I'll do a little getting ready vlog for you guys when I get ready to do that, because my birthday's in October, yay! So I'm doing a costume party, because how can you not? I mean, if your birthday's in October, you have to. I mean, if anybody else out there who's got a birthday in October doesn't do a costume party, what's wrong with you? Explain this to me. Why do you not do what you can always do every year and count on? I mean, really. It's awesome. You need to do it. So, yeah. So I'm telling all of my friends that when we go out, because we're going out for my birthday, because we're legal to drink, hell yeah. I mean, not that I want to condone drinking alcohol, but, I mean, if you can, and you do it responsibly, of course, then, I mean, by all means, if you enjoy it, do it. I'm not one to judge. I was in college. I understand the parties. Lots of fun, those parties, but lots of drinking and lots of stupid people involved. Yeah, I don't condone that part of it. But yeah, so we're going out to a restaurant. It's a restaurant in the Seattle area. I don't know if anybody is in the Seattle area or you know knows about the Seattle area. If you've ever heard of the AFK Tavern, the Away from the Keyboard Tavern, yes, I am that nerd. It's in they've got one in Renton and they've got one in Redmond. They're really great. It's kind of that nerd bar. They've got tabletop gaming that you can rent from them, which is literally just handing over your ID so that they make sure that they get their game back. They've got things like Cards Against Humanity, Apples to Apples, all sorts of different card games. You can bring your own, you can bring your computers. In certain areas, they even have like wall outlets that you can use to keep your phones and your computers charged so that you can keep going. But they've got amazing food for really decent prices. I mean, they have a plate of spaghetti that rivals the size of Olive Garden's plates of spaghetti, and it's like $12, I think, and it comes with a side of either salad or something else. So, shameless promoting of them because they're my favorite restaurant ever. And then they've got drinks themed for different games and different TV shows that everybody's into, or well, mass amounts of people are into, and obviously not everybody. Um, you know, I'm one of those people that's a Doctor Who fan, but I'm not a freak fan. Let's keep going on our Halloween rant because Halloween rants are fun. I enjoy them so much, you don't even know. Uh, so let's see. We did costumes. Um, Oh, I can tell you guys the story of my first ever trick-or-treating. I was raised to be one of those people. I'm just going to start the story off now and just tell you guys. I was raised to be one of those people where my parents were very, very religious. Well, I suppose they weren't really super religious, but they were religious enough that trick-or-treating was a bad thing. So what we did was we went to what they call harvest festivals. Usually they took place at a church, and you basically did trick-or-treating through the church. Don't know why that made different things than going door to door to our neighbors' houses, but whatever. So my first trick-or-treating experience actually happened when I was about 17, maybe 18 years old, when I went over to a friend's house for a party, and we decided that, hey, we have nothing else to do. We're kind of tired of movies and sitting around kind of doing nothing. Let's go trick-or-treating. I mean, come on, let's do it. And because it was my first time trick-or-treating, and I didn't actually have a costume that year, which was awful. They literally draped me in a sheet. I kid you not. They draped me in a sheet and made me a ghost. So that was bad. That was awful, but it was fantastic at the same time. And we went door to door. We trick or treated, and it became a thing every year that we went trick or treating after we watched a movie or two. All the younger kids are out, but it's not quite too late that if we knock on people's doors, we're gonna piss everybody off. you know. So so it became a thing. I of course made sure I had a costume every year. I became the candy bag one year because I decided to make my first ever costume. Um, that I didn't quite have the money to make, so it didn't end up super great. It ended up falling apart. But I made a kimono as my first ever real costume project. And, I mean, from the outside you couldn't tell it wasn't put together well. From the inside you could tell, so wearing it was fun. I had seams that were fraying everywhere. It lasted the night, and it lasted for another wear or two, pieces of it. If I ever went back and made one again, I would definitely do it right. But yeah, that was fun. And I don't remember what I did the year after that. But Halloween's were always fun. When that friend that we always spend Halloween with moved into a house, because she was in an apartment before, that first Halloween that I was over at her house after the move, um, I was sitting in a chair, and this is why everybody within my friend group thinks that ghosts are real. So I was sitting with my feet firmly planted on the floor in front of me, separated, as if I was even gonna like push up off my knees and get up. But my elbows were on my knees, and my head was in my hands. My chin was in my hands. So I was sitting kind of, in the most sturdy way possible on the flimsy little chair that I was in. And somehow it managed, with no one behind me, to get knocked backwards, and I fell over and broke my tailbone. Interesting thing happens on Halloween's. I mean, really. Yeah. So that was fun. That was during a time in my life where I was busing to college, and I was busing for about 2.5 hours one way, and with a broken tailbone on a bus for that long, oh, that was horrible. I was so glad that I was close to being done with my schooling career at that point, because there was no way in hell I was going to be able to do it for much longer after that. I think I had about 2 more quarters that I had to deal with. Um, Only about one of them was still me healing from my tailbone accident. Um, yeah, that was an awful, awful time, but I got through it. I trucked on like, well, not the flimsy little thing that a lot of people think I am, but I trucked on. Uh, yeah. So there's my fun Halloween stories that I can think of. I'm sure there are more interesting ones from when I was younger, but I can't necessarily remember most of them other than just going to the harvest festivals, getting my face painted, riding around in a hay wagon type thing. 'Cause here in America, that's what we do. We're all hicks, apparently. I don't know. I don't know why hay rides are fun. You sit on itchy hay and you go over potholes in a truck that you're not secured into. It's just not fun. I mean, maybe in the right place with the right preparations and whatnot, maybe it would be fun. The only time I ever liked riding around in a hay wagon type ride thing, I don't know what you call them. The only time I ever liked one of those was when we actually flew, or not we flew. Oh, that would be so much better than driving around. We flew through. No, we drove through like this patch of bats eating the gnats in the air, and the bats ended up like landing in my hair, which I think that year I had fluffed up way too much because I was trying to be a hippie or something. I don't know. But anyway, my hair, fluffed up to half the size of my head, and I had a bat in my hair, and that was kind of cool. You know, Girls sitting around me were freaking out that there was something in my hair and then it was going to eat me and whatnot. But, I was always that kid. Well, I was always that girl that was like, I hold handfuls of worms. I mean, come on, guys. Seriously? Yeah, I think I was just too butch for the guys growing up because half of them didn't realize, I don't think, that I was feminine until I had boobs. that's a rant for a different day. That's a rant for my puberty rant, which I will do eventually because if you don't, why would you not? I mean, there's so much material to work with that. Oh, haunted houses. Haunted houses are fun. Let me tell you about haunted houses. So I'm gonna start off by telling you, I don't care if you think that I'm a fraidy cat. Um, I'm not. I don't actually. You probably won't see me play a lot of horror games because it'll be kind of boring because I don't really jump a whole lot and I recover very quickly from jump scares, so I'm not really the best of people to watch doing those kinds of things because you're gonna get bored really quickly and I'm gonna get bored really quickly and no one's gonna be happy. Um, but I can't actually go through a lot of haunted houses because they use fog machines and I'm allergic to the chemicals, unfortunately, that are in there. As if my having asthma wasn't enough. By the way, I have asthma. As if my having asthma wasn't enough, I'm actually allergic to the chemicals in the fog machines that make the fog. People will try and tell me that it's just water that's evaporated. Guys, it's thicker than water. There's actual chemicals in there, and I'm allergic to those horribly. My throat closes over, and I die. Okay, well, I don't die. I die if there's not treatment given quickly enough. Um, but yeah, so if you think I'm a fraidy cat, whatever. I mean, you know, I I love going through haunted houses, and if I had a military grade gas mask that would filter out those chemicals, I would so go through those haunted houses like you wouldn't believe. But I feel like the gas mask would kind of ruin the experience too. Um, and I might end up terrifying other people that are in there with me, and I would feel kind of bad about that because my friends are all a bunch of fraidy cats, to be completely honest. They hide behind me if we go through haunted corn mazes or haunted houses or whatever, because I'm apparently a good body shield. Because I'm not startled by much. Or if I am startled, I jump just enough that they can notice, and then they can be prepared for what's coming. But saying, oh, tight spaces and me don't go well together. They're terrifying in the sense of I am claustrophobic as shit. No, it makes me like start to kind of feel like I'm hyperventilating just thinking about going through some of those tight spaces that we went through. That was about the only thing that was really not okay for me. I mean, sure, yeah, we went through it when it was lighter out, not the actors in there, obviously, because it was a safety walkthrough. But those tight spaces and me did not get along well. I ran into walls, and I kind of hyperventilated, just the beginnings of hyperventilation. Going through some of those, hearing people behind me freaking out about it, because they're more claustrophobic than I am, made it worse somehow. I don't know. Maybe it's some weird empathy type thing of because I understand how they feel. It just I don't know, emphasized my feelings or something. I don't know. But yeah. So yeah, that was about the only thing that really bothered me about the houses is the tight spaces, the closed off areas. Yeah, that wasn't fun. Um, but yeah, so we went through them, and they looked really cool, to be completely honest. I really, really wanted to be able to go through them on my like one day off that I get this month, but because they use fog and my allergies, I can't go through them, which is sad. And it's probably because we have to have smoke detectors on for everybody's safety in these houses. We probably will end up turning them off eventually, but because the wood that they use is really, really loose, like fiberboard. I know there's a better term for that. I was raised by a house builder. I should know these things. It's like particle board, I think is what it's called. Yeah, particle board. That's what it is. So they use a lot of particle board, not really plywood, when they build their walls for the haunted houses because it's cheap, and if they need to replace it, it's cheap. It holds paint really well, but it sucks in smoke, chemicals, everything. Especially if there's paint, because it just kind of soaks it up and makes it more porous, and it's all kinds of bad. So if they've got it turned on for even one night, I can't go in there for the rest of the year or the rest of the month because it's those chemicals are what I'm allergic to, and the chemicals are what gets stuck in the particle board. which is awful. Um, and of course everybody for like my whole life that I've been trying to go through these haunted houses and then finding out they've got fog machines in them. I've been calling me a fraidy cat, and I mean, if that's what they want to think, that's fine. I'm done trying to tell people in person that I'm not, because it's just kind of not worth my time. I obviously know that I'm not a fraidy cat, and that I have, you know, real medical concerns about it, but, whatever. Think what you want to think. It's not gonna necessarily bother me. Um, you know, I've built up a tough skin when it comes to dealing with a lot of things, just because I grew up with weight issues and kids are mean. we'll just leave it at that. Kids are mean. Um, yeah. Anything work related? Oh, I got fleece lined leggings today, which make me really happy. I've never had fleece lined leggings because they don't really come in women's sizes. They're always like teen sizes, and I have the hips of a woman. I mean, I'm almost 23 years old, so it makes sense that I would be built like an adult and not a teenager. But fashion designers don't seem to understand that. So if any fashion designers are watching this, please work on that. I would like to be able to buy ready-made clothes that fit me. That's also a rant for another day. Sorry, guys. Lots of rants for other days. I may end up turning into a vlogging channel and less of a video game channel, or maybe I'll just do my rants while I'm playing video games, so you can turn off or tune out me talking and can watch me play a game. I can just imagine doing a rant while playing, like, Sims or something, and I would go off on a rant and ignore my Sims, and something would end up dying. Yeah, that'd be fun. Or I'd be trying to play some sort of, I don't know, like arcade type game, and would go off on a rant and then would get very distracted and all of a sudden start, talking about how much I'm raging at the game, and then would have to figure out where I was in my rant and go back into it. So that could be very entertaining. I don't know. Leave a comment below if you want to see me do some sort of rant type thing while I'm playing a game. Because if enough people want me to do it, hell yeah, I'm gonna do it. I think it's fun, but I don't know if people want to watch it. So part of me recording right now is just because I'm trying to get used to talking to no one and not being awkward about it. I was a theater kid. You'd think this would be less awkward, but it's not. It's really not. Bear with me while I figure out what the hell I'm doing with my life, guys. I'm gonna do a Starbucks rant later, so I'll save the pumpkin spice rant for another day, because I'm that white girl, and yes, guys, I do drink pumpkin spice lattes. I'm not as horribly addicted to them as some people. I've seen some crazy people out there that are way too addicted to the pumpkin spice, and it's terrifying. It honestly is terrifying. I'm not one of those freaky people. Probably thank God for any of you guys watching. But yeah, so I do like them, guys, you know. And it's one of those things of course, if it was a year-round thing, no one would be as addicted to them as, people are addicted to them. But they're good. Yes, I wish they would be around all year round because I like the flavor of them. But again, that's totally a rant for a different day when I go off on a Starbucks rant on how I wish I could afford it. Because expensive. And yeah. What else can I think about? Oh, I don't know if you can see my earrings because the camera's here. I'll get closer and talk way into my microphone, so I'm gonna get quiet here. But my earrings I just bought at Walmart for $3. They're daggers that stab through my ears and then have this little cute red blood drop thing at the bottom. So they're adorable, and I love them. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do this really quickly because my batteries keep saying that they're exhausted. So I was telling you guys about my earrings, so I'm probably gonna have to cut that out, unfortunately, because they're awesome earrings. Maybe I'll try and talk about them later. Um, but yeah, so I guess I have to figure out an outro now. Like, see you later, guys. But I don't want to be. I don't know if I want to be that person. I don't know. Um, I guess that's it for my introduction thing. Um, I, being on a time crunch makes me not be able to think at all, ever. No. um, so I guess see you guys later. I'll do a future rant type thing eventually. Bye, guys.